PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. So I'm going to do the best I can at my elevated age to talk digital today. And I've been going around the nation talking about getting your videos out. So let's just break it down and let's start out. There is a limited amount of time to convince a customer to buy a car from you. That time doesn't start the moment the customer comes in for their set appointment. Listen, I'm going to take you back to the old school days. I started working in the 80s. I worked for a manager who only thought Saturday was the biggest day of the week. You know, you couldn't sell a car any other day because most of the salespeople in the dealership did not sell a car during the week. So everything for the week had to be done on Saturday. There were spiffs on Saturdays, pop the balloons, cut the cards, you know, every juvenile game show thing you could possibly do to get you motivated to sell cars on Saturday since they didn't do anything during the week. I've always felt like it was better to sell cars Monday through Friday and not have pressure on Saturday, which made Saturday even a better day. That's up to everybody that's watching this video to decide your own path. But we would set appointments. And he was adamant about how many appointments you had. Every Saturday morning, we'd have our meeting and everybody had to list all the names of everybody that you had coming in and when you had to come in. Well, I don't know how it is for your dealership and where you work, but they never came in on time, if they came. So one Saturday he came up to me, go, how many appointments do you have? I said, I have 11. I still remember it like it was yesterday. I have 11. He goes, you have 11? I said, I have 11. I have names, numbers, whatever you need. I'll give it to you. Please don't make me go to the meeting. He goes, well, when do you have them scheduled? I said, I have them all coming in at 1 p.m. And he goes, well, why is that? I go, because they're freaking not coming in at 1 p.m. They'll drift in at 12, they'll drift in at 4, half of them won't come. And I said, I've done my due diligence and I've set these appointments, but David, they don't care about me. They're going to go out and try to buy a car. They're going to go to multiple dealerships and they may buy before they get to me, and they don't care if they don't come on time. And he goes, what are you going to do if all 11 come at one time? I said, well, it's going to be a good day for all the other salespeople finally, right? Because I'll just give those things away. I don't care. I said, but don't worry about it because they're not all 11 going to come in. So, you know, that's the history of setting the appointment. But I don't understand. Let's talk about human nature for a second. I'm going to give you and I've been exposing this all year long. Do you want the secret of making money in the car business? Quit selling cars. You know, are you the expert? Are you the person that's so much better explaining a 2018 Camry than everybody else in the country? Are they going to go to 3 other dealerships and they're going to come to you and go, oh, I didn't even understand how a car worked until I met you? Is that really what you think? Your demo and your walk around, your drive route is going to be so superior to everybody else's, people are just going to instantly buy the car at whatever price you say? Or are they going to walk in there with an invoice from another dealership and go, how much are you going to beat this by? And then they're not listening to anything. Human nature means once I get upset, I can't hear you. There's a lot of you out there that are trying marriage right now. If you've been married for more than 5 years, the newness is worn off the marriage and you get in a fight over the stupidest things. But you're going, your partner is going, and y'all are going at each other. At that point in time, who's listening? I'm asking you a real question. If you're upset, who in the argument's listening? And if you're really thinking through it, you say, well, you can't listen while you're upset. Okay, so let's say there's a customer that's coming to see you at 1 o'clock on Saturday, and they are going to show up at 1 o'clock on Saturday, but they started at 9 o'clock in the morning right after a breakfast. They've been to 3 other dealerships. Of those 3 other dealerships, who listened to them? If they're still coming to you at 1 o'clock, you know the answer is nobody listened to them. They didn't get their way, they didn't get the car they wanted, they didn't get the price they wanted, and now they show up and you're number 4. You're the 4th dealership. Do you really think they can hear? They're so upset at the day that you might lay down the greatest presentation in the history of the world and a great demo route, and they come back, and the problem is they just can't process anything because they're so upset. If you make the deal, you're going to make the deal because of the money and because they're finally just going to, I just give up. I'll just buy the car from you. And that happens, and it's good if you're the one they give up on. But they could have given up on number 3. So let's talk about what you should do. You've got a day, you've got an hour, you've got 4 days before they come in. Identify yourself. You got their information, send a quick video. Hey, I jogged out here to the car. This is the car you're looking for. It's a brand new 2018 Camry SE. Look at the lines on the car. If you guys have already seen the car, then you'll appreciate me saying one more time, it's just the beauty of the car and the beauty of the design on the new platform. Let me give you a couple of items on the car that are fantastic. I can't wait to meet you on Saturday. And for everybody that's attended my meetings this year, I'm posting up Safelite Auto Glass. And I love the Safelite Auto Glass commercials. They are my favorite. These guys will come to the zoo. They're not coming to the zoo. They're not going to pay the entrance fee to the zoo to come in to fix your broken windshield. If you don't believe me, break your windshield, go to the zoo and call them. They're going to go, well, you need to bring it by somewhere. And they're not going to come to your little girl's basketball game and wait in the parking lot until the game's over, assuming that the girl won the game so she will high-five you. That's a commercial. But before somebody comes to your house, they'll come up to you, you'll drive up and they go, hey, KC, the car's out back. Well, why are they okay with me? Because Safelite Auto Glass is so brilliant, they send an image of the field tech that's coming to your house. Now they know my face. Now they know what I'm there for. They're extremely comfortable with me. And here goes the process and it works out perfectly. Well, you've got a few minutes before they come in, an hour a day, 4 days. Send your video out. Hi, I'm KC. Just wanted to let you know I'll be the person taking care of you. We're going to have a great time. That could be enough. Now when they walk in, they identify you. Hey, KC, we're here to look. I said, I already got the Camry up front. We're going to have a great time. Let me show you a couple extra things. But let's go a step further. Let's put together a second video for them that has 2 or 3 items on the car that are fantastic about the car. The things that motivate you will also come across as motivational. That's a walk around. I know you think the customer has to be present at the dealership with the speakers going and the balloons and the ridiculous amount of choices out there that confuse everybody, but you're wrong. You can do a walk around before the customer ever comes in. You can do a virtual demo drive. So all these things that are packed into the road to the sale that create a 4-hour dynamic to sell a car and then a 3-hour wait for F&I on a Saturday don't have to be done that way. You can do virtually every single thing that you can do in person now, online, digitally. And so some of the things we've used before, we've used YouTube Capture, which is a great little editing software that YouTube has. Windows comes with a movie maker. So if you have Windows on your computer, all you have to do is download the video in there and it just walks you through how to edit. You can add music, you can add a Toyota commercial in there, you can add backgrounds and stuff. You can do all kinds of stuff. And I don't care what your age group is. If you're so old that you think you can't do this, come on, man, be honest. If you think this is beyond your ability because you're not electronically focused, then just ask your kid. Ask an 8-year-old in the neighborhood that goes by on a skateboard, say, can you come here for a second and just help an old dude, an old gal out, and they'll show you. They'll be able to process that within a couple of seconds using your phone. I do want to show you this, and I hope it'll come out. I'm going to show you one of the things that Toyota's now invested money with YouTube and Google, and they've come up with it's YouTube Director. It's got a little director's chair right there. So you can go to YouTube, and it's their Director app. It is kind of the latest YouTube app. It is the easiest way to be able to edit out your missed words, things that I don't do. I want you guys to know if I stumble over a word and everything, this was a real video by a real person and not something coming out of Hollywood. But you can get these things down and you can make these things flawless. All I'm telling you, in this first segment of our digital, and I just want to be short today, and I don't want to take a bunch of your time. I just want to say to you, efficiency is a word you need to get comfortable with. Efficiency. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Is it easier to do 18 walkarounds on a RAV4 to sell the RAV4? Or would it be easier to do a great generic RAV4 walkaround and send it out to 18 people that haven't even decided to come to your dealership? Now when they come to the store, they're not coming for Toyota, they're not coming for the RAV, they're not coming because of the advertising dollars that your dealership spent, they're coming because of your effort. If you watched a couple of weeks ago and you watched the series where Laura Madison talked about what she did, she sold cars to people that would have never come that distance to buy a car until she sent the video out. They were comfortable with her, they felt like she had expertise, and now they came to the dealership and asked for her by name. I'm asking all of you to sit down and think about what I've just said. and think about turning your world digitally. You'll be able to take less time to sell the car. The work will be done prior to the customer coming in. They'll show this video to other people in their household and at their office. Everybody shares stuff. Hey man, I'm about to get a brand new 4Runner. Check it out. This is the one I'm thinking about buying. Now everybody at the office is saying, dude, I love those 4Runners, man. You should really get this. So you got everybody in the office now doing a pre-close before they come in. You really think they're going to show up Monday morning without that new 4Runner? Go, did you get the 4Runner? Go, you know, I got down there and I really couldn't afford it. Come on. They're going to bring that 4Runner back. They're going to get there 30 minutes early. They're going to park in parking space number 1 and kind of stand out there like they're tying their shoe or you know, wiping it down and go, yeah, it's my new 4Runner. And you know, that's a feeling that we provide. That's what selling's all about. You give somebody that emotion. Everything that you do, when you deliver a car, you don't know what happens when they leave and show it to a friend or a family member. But I got to tell you, they open the hood, they let them sit in the car, they turn the radio up, they rev the engine up, and they do that every single time. You did that? You did that. That's what you do. So when you sit there and this business is beating you down and the managers are over the top of you and you're having a bad month and everything, just think about the amount of joy that you give somebody when you sell them a new car, a pre-owned car, or if you sell them a certified car. So this is our first series on digital on PK52, the Saturday morning meeting.